Hi guys. I'm starting to learn a little bit about el cuatro from Puerto Rico, and I'm just getting creative with it. I like string instruments, and I just kind of stumbled on something that I wanted to share with everybody because after I stumbled on it, I couldn't really find a lot of information on this. But it just makes total sense. So I was just learning a little bit about music theory, nothing too serious. Um, just really educating myself a little bit more on how to create music and how to play music, really, because I want to really play the instruments the best that I can to my capabilities, and also spread this and share this with my children. That's the biggest goal. Hopefully, when I pass in future years, my grandchildren and my great grandchildren can still take advantage of these instruments. That being said, I was like, I was curious to see how I can integrate it to other ways of playing music. And I know the typical way of playing music for the cuatro is mainly used as a melodic type of instrument, although there are some chords and ways of using it. I haven't really seen the explanation the way I'm going to say it right now. Although it may be out there, so I'm not going to claim anything on like this, but I do want to just share this with you guys because it's so useful for me so far, and I've only been using it for a couple of maybe an hour, to be honest with you. So not that much time. But what I've realized was that the way that the cuatro is tuned is basically you have a G, you have D, A, and then you have an E string, and then a B at the top. So basically, going from bottom to the top. That's what I just showed you, and you can't see it because my camera didn't show it to you that well. Let me see if I can get a better angle. Um, Hold on, just 1 second. Yeah, that may work a little bit better. So there you go. So from the bottom up, right? So we're going. That first string is double, but that's gonna be your G, D, A, E, and B. So the top string we're gonna kind of ignore just for what I'm gonna share with you right now. But just look at it. If you can just remove that top string and imagine removing the bottom string of a guitar, you basically have the same exact tuning. So although it's a higher pitch, it's the same notes. So, for example, you can play. So, where does that? Why does that matter? Well, because you can start getting creative with different music. I think instruments are not just stuck to an era or a traditional way of playing them. They're just that. They're instruments of expression, right? So, if you think about music instruments as music instruments or tools of expressions, then there's no real one way of playing them, right? And that being said, the music always evolves and always grows. And even if you think about where the cuadra came from, we can't really specify like one specific type. And these are actually cuadro modernos, which are a different type because before the original ones or the antigua would have just four strings, and they were actually made of gut strings. So steel strings didn't come until like the 1900s around Puerto Rico. So, and that's after it became a territory of the United States. So things changed a lot back then. That being said, music continues evolving, and we shouldn't stop just playing it one specific way, I believe, and that's for any instruments. I mean, think about it. If we would have done that, there would be no electric guitar, and there would be no instruments the way that we know them today, because everything would have been maybe sticks and stones still, right? Playing the traditional way. So, for your purists out there, sorry, but this is what's going to happen with me at least, because I love being creative with music instruments, and this is what I've discovered so far. So, again, going back to, let me digress. Same strings from what would be the fourth, third, second, and first set of strings on the cuatro would be the sixth, fifth, fourth, and third string on the guitar. So then you can just play, and then this top string is a B, which would be the bottom string on the guitar over here. But we're gonna again, ignore that just for this right now. So yes, you can do the scale. So if it would be the D. So there's your A, and there's your D. I'm sorry, C, and then your C major scale. So it works the exact same way that the guitar does. All right. So then there's your chord, right? Your 3-note chord. So it's a basic chord. And then, but it works the same way for other chords, like F. It's the same shape. I'm using the exact same shape I would use, but I'm ignoring the top string, and I'm just strumming it. So C would be this second fret, second finger, second string, third fret, third finger, third string, and then the first string open. That's D. That's a C. Do, or Do, and then F. So, and then you can do, that's G, just like you would do it in the guitar. Obviously, you're not putting your fingers down here because there's no space for that. But same thing. There you go. A would be the same, A major. It's not, you're missing that string, the bottom two strings. Okay. And then there you have D. And I'm showing you these chords because there's a reason. Actually, I'm going to share that with you right now. So those can kind of give you a good understanding of how you can play a very popular song from John Lennon. And yes, John Lennon on El Cuatro would be something that maybe could have existed back then, in the 60s, 70s, because people were creative in New York too, and people were creative in Spain, and people were creative all different parts. The Puerto Rican people have been greatly and tremendously impacted in our culture by Puerto Ricans that just happen to live outside of Puerto Rico. And if you understand the culture is something that doesn't matter where you're born. If you live that and you truly live through it and breathe it and eat it and just involve yourself with it so much that it doesn't stop being it really isn't tradition. It actually becomes a way of living, if you will, or live tradition. So that's kind of where we're going in right now, because I want to play a little song. Now, I just started doing this, like I said, less than an hour, but I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. I want to share this with you guys to see what you guys can come up with as well, because we can, again, collaborate. We can share ideas and we can spread this information. A lot of people just want to take it for themselves and take all the pride and glory. I'm not like that. I want you guys to know, hey, this could work for you, and I want to see if you can share it with somebody else, and somebody masterful come up with something even better, and that's how music evolves. It's not about credit for me. So here we go. See if you guys can guess this. Well, I kind of shared a little bit. Here we go. Strumming the exact same way. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living life in peace. but I'm not the only one. Hope one day you'll join us and the world will be as one. So there you go. It worked, right? And you saw that I actually changed from doing G like this to G like more like a power chord kind of. There you go. There's a different shape to it. So it works just like the guitar. If you can actually know the chords of the guitar, I think if you're this is what I'll say. If you're transitioning from guitar to el cuatro, or just learning the cuatro after learning the guitar, maybe this is easier. This could be easier than what you think. Yes, there are scales that you have to practice, and then there's a lot of different shapes that you have to practice. But this is like, you want to get into already playing a song when you already know a little bit of guitar. This will work. I've played a couple songs. This is more like a song that I play for my kids when they're going to sleep. Cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto como que le canto y él me puede oír. ¿Sí? Dios está aquí, tan cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto como que le canto y me puede oír. So get creative, guys. Let's see what you guys can do. Share with me if you like this, and let me know your thoughts. If you know more information about this, share it with me. I want to learn more. I want to learn more about our culture of Puerto Rico, and about how we can spread this. Even though right now I'm in Florida, it doesn't matter where you're at, and it doesn't matter I'm speaking English. Yes, English is our tradition, is our official language too. So we can speak English y podemos hablar español como sea. So that's my message for you guys. Let's see what we can do. Diasporicua.